Ron Howard has long been seen as one of Hollywood's most steady and grounded figures. From the outside, his life appeared almost untouched by the turbulence that often defines fame. With a calm voice, a thoughtful demeanor, and a career filled with respected films, he built an image of quiet success. But behind that carefully maintained surface was a far more complicated reality. In recent years, Howard has opened up about the emotional weight he carried for decades, pressures that began in childhood and followed him into adulthood. His story is not one of scandal, but of silent struggle, personal expectations, and the challenge of balancing ambition with emotional well-being. It reveals how even the most composed individuals can carry unseen burdens, and how acknowledging them can become a powerful step toward healing. Growing up too soon in Hollywood. Born on March 1st, 1954 in Duncan, Ron Howard was introduced to the entertainment world almost immediately. His parents, Rance Howard and Jean Spiegel Howard, were both involved in acting, creating a home that revolved around storytelling and performance. By the time he was a toddler, Ron had already appeared on screen, unknowingly stepping into a lifelong career. When the family moved to California, his routine became far from ordinary. Scripts replaced storybooks, and film sets replaced playgrounds. Though he was safe and supported, he later described this time as restrictive, like living in a golden cage. He was surrounded by opportunity, yet separated from a normal childhood, growing up faster than most children ever have to. Becoming America's favorite child star, Ron Howard's life changed dramatically when The Andy Griffith Show premiered in 1960. At just 6 years old, he became Opie Taylor, a character that symbolized innocence and warmth for millions of viewers. While audiences adored him, his daily life was structured and demanding. He often studied in small rooms near sound stages, balancing education with filming schedules. Instead of playing freely with children his age, he spent most of his time with adult cast members and crew. His father played an important role in guiding him, encouraging authenticity in his acting rather than exaggerated charm. This advice shaped Ron's artistic approach, but it could not shield him from the emotional cost of growing up in the spotlight. Even as a child, he learned to meet expectations rather than explore his own identity freely. The hidden pressure behind success. As Ron entered his teenage years, the challenges of early fame became more apparent. When The Andy Griffith Show ended in 1968, he had already spent most of his childhood working. While his career continued, he carried a sense of pressure that others rarely saw. During projects like The Music Man, he experienced moments of doubt and anxiety, quietly worrying about meeting expectations. These feelings were rarely visible to the public, who saw only confidence and charm. Internally, however, he was learning to perform even when uncertain. This pattern, maintaining composure while navigating insecurity, became a defining part of his personality. It allowed him to succeed professionally, but it also created emotional habits that would follow him into adulthood, shaping how he approached work, relationships, and personal challenges. Breaking free through directing. By the time Ron Howard starred in Happy Days, he had become a familiar face once again, playing Richie Cunningham. Yet, despite the show's success, he began to feel creatively limited. Playing a teenager into adulthood created a sense of stagnation, as though he was unable to grow alongside the world around him. Determined to take control of his future, he shifted his focus to directing. His early work behind the camera, including Grand Theft Auto, marked a turning point. Directing gave him something acting never fully could: creative authority. It allowed him to shape stories, make decisions, and express himself more fully. This transition was not just a career move, it was a personal breakthrough, giving him a sense of independence and identity that had long been missing. Success, perfectionism, and burnout. As Ron Howard's directing career grew, so did the expectations placed upon him. Films like Apollo 13 showcased his dedication to authenticity and storytelling. He became known for his meticulous attention to detail, striving to create work that was both accurate and emotionally engaging. However, this commitment often came at a personal cost. Long hours, intense focus, and the pressure to deliver excellence began to take a toll on his health. At one point, exhaustion forced him to step back temporarily, a moment that highlighted the risks of constant overwork. It was a reminder that even passion, when pushed too far, can become overwhelming. This period marked an important realization for Howard, that success should not come at the expense of personal well-being, family, choices, and lasting regret. Despite his achievements, Ron Howard has spoken openly about the challenges of balancing career and family life. His marriage to Cheryl Howard brought stability and support, but the demands of filmmaking often required long periods away from home. During major projects, he sometimes missed important family moments, a reality that weighed heavily on him later. Over time, he came to understand that professional success could not replace personal connections. These reflections led him to reassess his priorities, making more intentional choices about how he spent his time. His story highlights a universal truth: the importance of being present for loved ones. Even for someone as accomplished as Howard, the most meaningful lessons came not from awards, but from relationships and the moments that cannot be recreated. A bond between brothers. One of the most significant relationships in Ron Howard's life has been with his younger brother, Clint Howard. Growing up together in the entertainment industry, they shared experiences few others could understand. Their bond was shaped by childhood on film sets, long working hours, and the unique challenges of early fame. While Ron's career moved steadily into directing, Clint continued acting, building his own path. Like many families, they faced difficulties over the years, but their connection remained strong. Their shared history created a foundation of understanding and support, reminding Ron that he was never truly alone in his journey. This relationship has remained one of the most meaningful aspects of his life, offering both comfort and perspective through changing times. Facing life's uncertain moments. In recent years, Ron Howard has spoken more openly about the emotional challenges that come with life's uncertainties. As loved ones face health and personal struggles, he has reflected on the importance of presence, patience, and emotional connection. For someone who spent decades managing complex film productions, these moments require a different kind of strength, one that cannot be directed or controlled. He has chosen to step back from certain professional commitments, focusing more on family and personal time. This shift reflects a deeper understanding of what truly matters. His willingness to share these reflections has resonated with many, offering a reminder that even those who appear strong and successful must navigate vulnerability and change. A legacy beyond Hollywood. Today, Ron Howard stands as more than just a filmmaker or former child star. His journey represents resilience, growth, and the ability to evolve over time. From early fame to directing success, from personal struggles to meaningful relationships, his life reflects the complexities of balancing ambition with humanity. His story reminds us that success is not defined solely by achievements, but by the lessons learned along the way. As he continues to reflect on his experiences, his legacy grows not just through his films, but through his honesty and perspective. In the end, it is this openness, this willingness to acknowledge both triumphs and challenges, that makes his journey truly meaningful and deeply human.